Stuck in the first season again, but oh well.
I like Mars.
Ooh, nice outfit, dude.
Was he a vampire?
Oh, there's redheaded skirt lady again. Instead of walking around in circles on the bridge, she's walking around in circles on the lower decks.
Do you think there's someone who's like legitimately trapped? They can't find their way off of the lower decks. They keep walking around in circle. Like, I'm starving. I'm thirsty. Where am I?
Marcus got lost in his own museum. So Wesley and this other kid are talking about he messed up and can't take the test. He's not even good enough to take the test. He screwed up the test to take the test to get into Starfleet Academy by like 30 points or whatever. I don't know if that's on a scale of 100, because if it is, he got a D+.
Yeah.
So this kid looks like I don't have any proof of this, but he looks like probably a runner-up for the role of Wesley Crusher. Star Trek did that a lot, where they brought back the runners-up in guest roles and things.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Steven, is this a Wesley-centric episode?
It kind of is. There's actually, most episodes have an A plot and a B plot. This has 3 storylines going on.
Okay. Well, where'd you put the syringe? I need my arsenic if we're going to be doing this.
You've got to root for Wesley in this episode.
I don't have to root for anybody.
So here we got Admiral Quinn and Mr. Remick. So the B plot of this episode, it sets up the possible takeover of Starfleet that happens in the episode Conspiracy with the little brain monsters, and probably the most gruesome death on camera in Star Trek, where they vaporize a guy.
Yeah, when
twice.
he turns into a torso with an alien sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Although that guy, that admiral's uniform didn't have to cut me off.
The freaky admiral uniforms in this season. And
do admirals just get to pick whatever they want? Like, do they get their own custom tailor?
Starfleet changes their uniforms so frequently, it's hard to keep up with. So the B plot is that Admiral Quinn and his little lackey there are going to interview the whole crew to find out if something's wrong on the Enterprise, because Quinn feels like there's something wrong with Starfleet altogether. But that's a setup for what happens in another episode, so I won't get too far into that.
Sorry.
And then,
Wesley makes me need to cough. I'm coughing out all the Wesley.
Goodness. And then, so the third plot is that kid that Wesley was talking to in the hallway there, who couldn't get into, he failed the test to be able to take the test to get into Starfleet. He does something really stupid. He pulls a Davy from San Francisco International Airport and does something really stupid to get attention, but learns a lesson. That's what Star Trek's all about. We learn our lessons.
I guess.
Scientific lessons, ethical lessons.
All I know
musical lessons.
All I know is we watched a Q episode right before this, and this is not a Q episode. So, it's like, I mean, I could leave right now, but my equipment's here. I mean, Wesley really is the Meg of Star Trek.
Yeah. And this is weird because you got to wonder, with what they put Wesley through in this little sequence of tests to get into Starfleet here, or Starfleet Academy, it's kind of like, how did Barclay get through these tests?
I think Barclay was just like, he knew some people who knew some people.
Okay.
And they're like, well, we should push him through because then he's not our problem anymore.
Well, he's really smart. This 80-year-old man was not meant to wear this weird uniform.
He's the admiral that I used to know. I'm sorry, until he takes that uniform off, I'm going to keep pushing that joke. That is also not an appropriate voice for that gentleman to have. We have reason to believe that you're buying hustlers and not playboys.
So what are we here to talk about? Oh, great.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Nobody expects the Starfleet Inquisition.
Man, the Spanish Inquisition was probably the best joke out of both History of the World, and Monty Python.
The Inquisition.
Here we go. The Inquisition. What a show. The Inquisition. You know, you're wishing that we'd go away. Love you so much, Mel Brooks.
Picard is still not convinced that he needs to be investigated, and with good reason.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that, that's the Sega handheld, right?
I think so. Oh, there's a pretty girl. Wesley can't talk to pretty girls.
I make for talk making and you girl parts and
Come here, come here often. I shake your hand. Yeah.
She had the most made up sounding name of any Star Trek character ever. Oleana Moran.
I'm gonna need that hand back, Mr. Crusher.
Ew, it's cold and sweaty.
It's covered in boogers. Ew. Hair gel. Oh, great. Here comes the smug Vulcan.
Bless you.
What?
And you look like a bitch.
And it's like, yeah. Of course, typical nerd leaves the two cute girls to go talk to the other nerd. Oh. I thought you were a girl. Most men do. No, that's a Matrix joke. I don't need to get into that. Ah, yes. My favorite guest star in the first season is Robert Ito. This man here, not to be confused with the L.A. County judge of the same name from the O.J. Simpson trial. But this actor, Robert Ito, most well known for his, he was the minority sidekick to Jack Klugman on Quincy M.E.
Really?
Which was about a doctor named Quincy who was a medical examiner. So it's a compelling 1-hour drama. He was also in the original Midway epic portraying the real-life Commander Genda, the Japanese guy who successfully planned and executed Pearl Harbor and then unsuccessfully planned and executed Midway. He's that guy, Commander Genda. But Robert Ito, he's like all over. He's one of those guys, first season of Star Trek Next Generation is TV pedigree guest stars showing up in random episodes. And here's Robert Ito.
So when did the brainworms come in? I mean...
That's the second to last episode. It's called Conspiracy.
Oh, I just meant ethically.
Huh?
I just meant ethically.
Oh.
Sorry, I just find Wesley so boring. Which is, I love Will Wheaton. I think he's great as a person. The character of Wesley,
Oh, yeah.
So bored.
So, okay, so you're the navigator, and this is the con. And what buttons are you pushing?
He's typing out boobs on his calculator.
If you're going to breathe down Geordie's neck, I'm going to breathe down your neck. How about that?
I wonder if Riker ever mastered the tactic of just grabbing someone's butt because it gets their attention. Your Starfleet officers doing everything by protocol. Why does it matter if someone's auditing you? What are you worried about?
Well, it's like at this point, they haven't been a crew together for a whole year yet.
Oh, that's true.
It's like, and the ship hasn't even been in service for a whole year yet.
Okay.
It's like, what could there be to investigate?
I like Picard's sonic screwdriver on the desk there.
I wonder what that is that a pen or something he was flipping around or fidgeting with earlier?
It's a tiny lightsaber, specifically for cutting toast. Yes. Well, no. Well, yes. Maybe. I don't know. Yes.
Starfleet does this once in a while where they take perfectly functional crews that work together and they just kind of shake things up by sending an auditor out to go make them paranoid and, self-conscious about everything. Oh, no, don't talk to Troy. Do not talk to Troy. Oh, you said that in front of the whole bridge crew. You made me look like an idiot.
Yeah, space camp.
I know the guy who plays Remick is he shows up on another show. another episode of another Star Trek show. I can't remember. Usually I'm very good with the whole guest star stuff, like I did with Robert Ito just now. But that guy, I can't remember. He's so unremarkable.
Is this like what I love is
if one starship leaves Starbase 74 at warp 8 and another starship leaves Starbase 16 at warp 3 and they're both in the same direction, how will the helmsman compensate for Heisenberg? I don't know.
No, the cute girl didn't make it.
No.
Wow, she has crazy long fingers. To not be dumb?
Like you couldn't remember 1-to-1 matter antimatter?
Yeah.
That's probably as easy as 2 + 2 in this generation, right?
Not to be a jerk or to seem like I know anything about physics, but I'm pretty sure like even YouTube physics will explain to you that to have a matter antimatter reaction, it's one atom of matter to one atom of antimatter.
She looked at me. Wesley faces the ultimate test, flirting.
Not getting a nerd boner in front of her. Because let's face it.
Wesley, you're standing awkwardly. What are you trying to cover up down there?
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say most or all of our listeners, I mean, you've been an adolescent male at one point.
Yes.
And every one of us has had the nerd boner. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We've all had the nerd boner. Yeah. And you know what? Wesley needs to deal with that now too.
And you know that's the whole reason 7 of 9 was added to Voyager.
I still get a nerd boner for her.
Don't tell Jerry Ryan that. She doesn't really like that character, even though it launched her whole career.
Well, she's wrong.
God, this guy's such an ass.
Well, he's got little dog syndrome.
That's true.
I mean, just look at his haircut.
Well, and also, he's a lieutenant commander. He's probably he's one of those Starfleet guys that's only flown a desk.
What's on your cheeks? Are you dirty? What? Wipe your face. Yeah, I'll sit.
Oh, Riker maneuver.
How many ladies have seen that exact movement? Oh, this is recording, by the way. I don't know if that was clear. 3 dots. Not a good butt chin shot again there. Sorry, my wife and I are having problems. I'm just really emotional. Like, for instance, here it says his fish's name is Timmy, and then the other log, his fish's name is Jeff. Explain!
And it's late in the first season. They're already trying to transition Geordi into engineering, because why is Geordi in engineering?
He got lost. He's a poor navigator. Yeah. That's why he ended up in engineering.
Oh, red-headed skirt back there again.
Yeah, still at this point, we were still slowly transitioning out of the expectation from the old school Star Trek of the skirted officers. Because Yumi, I think, discussed this in one of the other episodes we did, is we saw that slowly disappear. When this first started, we knew there was a lot of fans from the original Star Trek coming into this, so they're made uniforms that they were familiar with.
Yeah.
So the skirted female officers made sense, and they just, after the second season, I think they're pretty much phased out.
There were even promotion. Well, of course, Troy wears the blue skirt and the high boots, the go-go boots in the very first episode, and there were promotional shots of Tasha Yar in the green or the gold skirt uniform where she probably, I bet you that was Denise Crosby's first objection. Like, no, I'm not wearing this. What? Get me some slacks.
It does make sense.
Tough girl is not wearing a skirt.
Exactly. You know the chief of security who's expected to be rough and tumble, and you put her in a skirt. I mean, Laura Croft didn't wear a skirt.
Yeah, she wore Daisy Dukes. That's not Starfleet regulation. So Wesley's just hanging out in the holodeck here.
Well, he's been trying to build that girl for a while, and he hasn't got it right. Computer, initiate.
Occupied.
Oh.
Occupied.
Wesley, close your eyes.
Don't look at me. No, you outrank me. You can tell me to do whatever you want.
Worf, am I cute?
Long nails, brown eyes. I mean, attacks testing. Testing. Try asking that girl out. That's your biggest fear right now.
When a Klingon is scared, we just run away from our fears or fight it.
Yeah.
Look at all the scratches in the floor.
HD. I was going to say, Worf is going to say, thinking is for losers. That is a human trait. Klingons are action-oriented.
If you think about it, though, the thinking about things you can't control wastes energy. There actually is some caloric science behind that. You know, your body does burn something to think. So, yeah, okay. Only our moms. Yeah, you are. Get out of here. But
Worf, we didn't ask you to soliloquize this here. And again, they're kind of, it's like, okay, they know they're going to punt Tasha. The producers know they're going to punt Tasha off the ship pretty soon. They got to develop Worf's character just a little bit more here.
yeah, I got to make us care. Which they did a good job. I loved the development of Worf throughout the series. He is one of my favorite people, except when there was like 200 Worfs all at the same time. I found that a little tedious.
Yeah.
But that's not Worf's fault. Wait, Curlin? As in a Curlin Nascos?
Yeah, right. Oh, there's a blue skirt in the back there.
Yeah. Still first season, so there's several.
Nice. So here's, the guy that Wesley was talking to earlier. He steals a shuttlecraft and is going to run away from home, basically, in a shuttlecraft.
So he's not smart enough to make the test, but he is smart enough to bypass a very adept security program.
Yes.
So why didn't he make the test?
He's a civilian child on board a starship who there's a throwaway line of dialogue where they say he's a trained shuttle pilot. That's part of his his education to get into Starfleet because his dad's on the ship too. But he also is apparently not smart enough to fly this ship because he immediately can't get these engines to work.
Well,
on balance, just like they were talking about the matter-antimatter reaction, he literally fucks that up.
Why is that even a control you have?
Why is that something not monitored by the computer?
Yeah. It seems like if that's the only ratio that works, there's one setting.
Yeah.
There's no other setting. I feel like the matter to antimatter reaction would be like the coffee pot you can get that just has an on or off switch.
Right.
It's either making coffee or it's not making coffee. Well, first, put the math back.
We could just beam him out and just call it right off the shuttle as a loss. Replicate another one.
He's in space. What is he going to hit?
I love the Christmas lights in the back of this, too.
Hey, they had what they had. Also, what is with that round goober shuttle?
Well, this was the original shuttlecraft.
Yeah?
Yeah. Those shuttle pods that you love so much, named after Christopher Pike, those don't show up till later.
Oh, I love the little tiny Pike shuttle. Man, for anyone who understands original series lore, the fact that the Pike shuttle is this tiny square thing is just so relevant. Do it. Kill yourself. That's a deep cut.
Yes, you're going to burn up. I'm just helping you do it faster.
Do you want to die slow and painful or quick and painful?
What is he? There's an actual twisting knob on the shuttlecraft helm there.
I want a shuttlecraft that has a pilot, like actual like stick that you can grab and move around. I feel like that'd be way more effective.
Yeah.
Pull it hard. My mom says I'm not supposed to do that. So
we're just turning up the volume on the Casio here to represent this engine noise. Tasha's there still.
Here's something else that I find very bothersome about this scene, right? Mm-hmm. This starship has a tractor beam. Why not just tell him to turn the engine off completely and they'll just pull him back?
Like I said, why not just beam him out of the shuttle and make another shuttle? Like it's not like they'll be down a shuttle in this era where they have unlimited resources in this era.
Oh, it burns.
I'm pumped. And Remick is like, I've never flown a shuttle before. All I do is write reports and interrogate people. I had no clue this was a part of serving in Starfleet. I'm amazed.
I had no idea about planetary physics.
You guys on starships have all the fun. Gosh.
Again, though, tractor beam. We had a tractor beam.
You have a tractor
the whole
beam.
Time.
You have a transporter. Yeah. Not really, because he failed out of the test to go to the academy.
Mr. Remick, can you do us a favor and go sit on an iron stick? What is his problem? I like how Riker's like, I'm going to hit him.
I'm going to hit this guy.
I'm going to hit him.
Sorry, sir. I'm just going to lay this guy out right now. He could. He's like a full foot taller than the guy. I mean, Remick does. Oh, all the skirts are on this starbase.
Captain, permission to turn this guy into a human rug.
Here's the worst forced perspective matte painting ever. Like, oh, please tell me that's a real hallway. No, it certainly is a real hallway.
What is this person?
He's a stuntman they found and put him in a uniform. But don't worry, Wesley learns an important lesson here.
We're going to get like an Ender's Game kind of moment here.
Yes.
I love you, little guys.
Well, it's all about knowing who you're talking to.
Yeah. Can we go into the vanishing hallway now and taste the snozberries?
Exactly. That's the Rembrandt door is at the end of that hallway. Or was it Rachmaninoff? That's it. The Rachmaninoff door.
I just got Mass Effect flashbacks, which was both good and bad. There's a species in Mass Effect. It's really cool. They don't know how to emotionally project, so they say the emotional inflection of what they're about to say before they say it. So they'll say like anger and aggression. I do not like the way you are speaking to me. It's pretty cool. That thing's just full of mint oil, isn't it?
So basically, Wesley just found out that every possible interaction on this starbase could be an academy test.
Yeah. Or
it's like, way to find out if your candidates are paranoid schizophrenics. Or way to make them into paranoid schizophrenics.
Well, and what if he was just a semi-sheltered Starfleet officer or Starfleet cadet who never heard of that species and ended up being so nice that guy just laid him out?
Well, and also, like, they're making Wesley go through the motions here, but he's already been on a starship with like actual responsibility. He's flown the Enterprise by now.
Yeah.
Like, they're making him take a test about hyperspace reality equations or whatever? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, doesn't he transcend reality later? Right? If I remember correctly, doesn't he fly off with an ethereal space being?
Yeah. And here's where Data confuses Remick with Logic.
I ate some of it.
Hey, good transition there.
Yeah, very good transition. Because it's not a normal situation.
This is the Enterprise. We encounter all the new shit. Everything we do on the Enterprise forms the basis for like procedure for every other Starfleet ship.
Yeah. Sir, we regularly get into what you humans refer to as shenanigans.
Not sexual. Not sexual.
Not sexual. Wesley's definitely not his kid.
No.
Not sexual.
Nope.
Oh, whoa.
Look.
Inappropriate workplace banter.
There's Hustler letters you can read, or Penthouse letters you can read if that's your thing, Remick.
Yeah. But you don't have to ask Dr. Crusher to physically open for you.
So you serve with the man who got your husband killed. Does that do anything for you? Make you feel any certain way? Fucking pervert.
I hate that I love him, and I love that I hate him.
Well, Yar doesn't get an interview? That's, again, just forget her.
No, she's head of security, so she's trustworthy.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like you were saying, though. They're getting ready to write her out, so it's like, just don't involve her.
Forget it.
People will just forget about her. Oh, he did the anger cheek. Did you see it? Wow, that must have taken him a while.
There's 1,000 people on the Enterprise.
Every member?
Even that dude who works in the tip of the nacelle all day?
Yeah.
Wow, Remick, you got lots of time on your hands.
You know, I've worked in this environment, so I can tell you, if you want to know the honest-to-goodness truth about what's going on in any situation, talk to custodial.
Oh, yeah. The wise custodian always knows what's really going on.
Man.
They overhear everything.
Yeah. Everyone just ignores them, talks around them like they're not there. You want to know what secrets are going down? You ask the janitor.
Yep.
Wow. Molded wood. Super nice.
Yeah, they went to the Thomasville collection here in the first couple of seasons.
Okay. But the chairs are IKEA, so...
They're like, we want headrests on these chairs. Well, we don't have the right color. I don't care. Put them on those chairs. Put orange headrests on purple chairs now.
Yeah, this set is a definite what we had kind of throw together.
It's a kit bash. Like, yeah, whatever we can throw in there. Whatever generic art we've got lying around.
You know, when he put on that uniform, it treated him like a stranger, and it felt so rough.
What is the joke you were trying to make with the uniform?
Someone you used to know, that song with the music video. You remember that music video?
Godier? Somebody I used to know? Okay.
So in the music video, the singers are they're naked and they're being body painted with these fractal like patterns on them.
Oh, okay.
Or not fractal, but geometric patterns on them.
That was so 5 years ago. Sorry.
And you know what? If there's anything William knows, it's relevance. Why are they playing Stratagema? God, you're all so dumb. Oh, lazy eye.
Yeah, right.
Dynamic relationships. So what exactly is the point of this test?
You make the purple balls go into the red balls to make them turn into green balls.
So you just play with your balls the whole day?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Also foreshadowing. I mean, it's a cube-shaped thing, kind of Borgy.
Is that
probably not unintentional?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
Why are all the Starfleet emblems pink on the screens in this?
I haven't noticed.
But Mordoc's my friend.
Yes, the psych test.
Psych test. Yes, that's what psych test. That's psych test is short for psychological evaluation.
It's not a pejorative nickname. It's a literal abbreviation of two of the words
Yeah. Would you? What if he just said psych eval? Would you have?
It's not the shit test or the stupid test. It's or you know. So proper.
And I found out that there are no brainworms on this ship. Damn it! I wasn't supposed to say anything.
He's so disappointed.
Is that so unheard of? Is there no other Starfleet vessel that the bridge crew has some sort of friendship? Is that so ridiculous?
You would think serving together for long periods of time in deep space, you would sort of fraternize and form that sort of familiarity with people and become friends with the people you work with. That happens to me at workplaces a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you and me met at work or anything. Yeah.
It's not like I accidentally said something about RoboCop one day and you were like, dude, this person could be cool outside of a work setting.
Yeah.
And here's where Remek's like, I'd love to serve on the Enterprise. And Picard's like, yeah, right. we don't take sniveling little worms like you. What are you good at? You ask questions.
You know that his reaction from that is he's invited the Admiral out for a beer so many times, and he always gets shot down. He's like, I just want my CO to be my friend.
He's the Pete Campbell of Starfleet. He just wants to be accepted. Just wants to be one of the big boys.
I wonder if Leslie Nielsen ever complained that this guy took his haircut.
He's got a serious comb over going on a little bit. Now this guy, I didn't look at this actor. I'm sure he's been on TV, usually an authority figure, probably wearing a suit or a general's uniform, and then they give him this set of pajamas to wear on Star Trek.
I'm gonna put a reach out there and say that this guy was in at least one episode of MASH. That is a blind assumption, but he just kind of feels the part.
I could see that. He's probably like the MASH always had one, like a Marine officer or some colonel that was just crazy about the war, like just General Patton about the war.
Yeah.
That the doctors had to deal with. Like, hey, we all wear the same uniform, but we're doctors, you're soldiers. Let's get, probably one of those guys.
Yeah. Angry officer coming in, mad at everybody. Yeah, that's probably exactly what he was.
You got to stitch up my Marines so I can go out there and get them almost killed again. Come on, we got to fight a war. So the Admiral Quinn here is like, he's again laying the groundwork for what we'll see in the episode called Conspiracy,
which involves a conspiracy.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right. It's just spoiler, he's one of the people who gets automatically corrupted.
Well, it makes sense though. If these brainworm things are slowly taking over Starfleet from the inside, and they notice he's investigating that, he would be one of the people to take over. It's the same thing as the movie The Pod People. Mm-hmm. The original one and every subsequent remake, it was the person who looked into it first is the person who became the next pod person.
Yeah,
because they're a threat. He just comes out.
He's like, the eyes.
Cthulhu rely on eyes.
The eyes. Actually, Wesley, that's part of your psych test. Just to react to Mordoc's reaction.
Mordoc just walks out, immediately grabs Wesley by the shoulders and goes, "Their screams don't stop." Here's the psych test. They lock you alone in that room, in that chair, and they play Cher really, really loud.
I think that's how they describe how Mr. Garak on Deep Space Nine interrogated somebody once. He just sat and stared at him for an hour until the guy broke. Like patience and cunning, and didn't even have to torture him to death. He just stared at him. So Wesley's just going to sit here. And it's like this whole, again, we're about to find out this whole starbase is just a death trap. It's like a crucible maze or something, like the death trap.
his psych test as that girl comes out. She's like, "You're not cute." You failed.
Somebody had Mexican for lunch.
No, they're just playing Doom.
We have this dangerous chemical lab on this random starbase where we also bring children to examine for Starfleet Academy.
So fake.
How can you even hear through that door? Isn't it like 5 inches thick? Oh.
Why are you just walking into that stream of gas? That could be like mercury gas for all you know.
Liquid hydrogen? Shouldn't it have already blown?
Yeah. Plus, if that was liquid hydrogen, I mean, 1, cold because it's expanding. 2, boom from anything like that right there. They won't know how to save us.
Here's another situation where a device called the transporter would come in handy, but whatever.
It's, it's one of those things, it's one of those things like it's a story about a soldier who heard an explosion and he forgot his gun. It just, panic sets in, you don't remember. That, if I remember correctly, that's a psych test, right? As he watches this guy die and he has to deal with that.
Yeah.
He doesn't know he can only save one. Hey, kid.
Yeah, how you doing? So apparently there's actually no Starfleet officers on the starbase. They're all actors. Actual actors.
They're doing great.
Hi, buddy. Here's my card. I also do Shakespeare. I played Othello.
Party clown if you'll pay me. And you failed miserably. You're supposed to save both of them, Wesley.
No, you're supposed to save the young one first because he has more of a life ahead of him than the old guy.
Yeah, but the old guy deserves to enjoy retirement,
Oh. And I don't think it's ever really detailed how Jack Crusher dies and why Captain Picard is responsible for it. I'm sure they wrote a novel about it in the extended universe, but that's one of those loose ends they kind of leave untied on the show.
Well, I think
how does Jack Crusher really die?
I think it was something exactly like that. Something went wrong in environmental, and Picard saved one of them, but then he walked back in while the doors were closing, walked really close to Jack Crusher and went, "I'm going to bang your wife," and then just let him die.
Terrible.
And 9 months later, Wesley was born.
Sweet. Do I get the Enterprise?
I'll take it. Thank you for this honor, sir.
Thank you. I can't wait to be captain of the Enterprise. Yes, I get to be captain of the Enterprise now.
Wait, am I not?
Do I?
Captain?
Wait. You said yes, haven't you? Wait. What?
Sir, I already sent out party invitations.
Wait, no. You said yes and I get the Enterprise, right? But you said yes and I get the Enterprise, right?
But sir, the Enterprise. Except for you.
And that really is, Riker's MO is like he doesn't want an Excelsior, doesn't want a Miranda, doesn't want an ambassador. He wants the Enterprise. He's just waiting for Picard. It's like, maybe Jean-Luc, you should beam down to this dangerous mission. You should, I'll be here on the bridge keeping watch. Oh, good. Make Wesley feel bad. And literally the Vulcan is like, wait, I came in third place? The fuck? I don't lose. Vulcans don't lose.
It's because she allowed herself to be arrogant and she dropped her logic for just a moment, but it was enough.
It wasn't only that. He's kind of an emotional weakling.
Plus, he kept looking at that girl. Why do they only let one in? If all 4 of them have talents, why not let all 4 of them into Starfleet?
I don't know what their enrollment quota is every year, and apparently, because these are all kids who live on starships or remote places, they have to all. It's like taking the SAT test at the high school in the next town over. You know?
Yeah. Well,
wait, you want to come
be
up and
better
see?
than.
Do you want to come up and see the Enterprise? You want to see my room on the Enterprise? Do you want to see the holodeck? Do you want to see the Arboretum? The stellar cartography?
My mom's a doctor.
Do you know I live on the Enterprise? It's a galaxy clause. You want? Oh, awkward.
Picard's wearing his
Wait,
best dress.
why aren't you in jail? Yeah, right. When the dress uniforms were dress uniforms.
Yep.
I hate the first season so much. He's even got. I mean, if you look closely, he doesn't have the normal slacks on. It's like he's got boots and tights on underneath that.
He's very Peter Pan right now.
Yes. Discipline training. Sounds like PT to me.
Except for I felt like running away would have fixed everything if I just flew the shuttle better.
Yeah. If I hadn't done that thing that shuttle pilots never do, which is unbalance the dilithium.
Yeah. Touch anything except for the flight controls.
I mean, literally, you just had to leave the ship and fly away from the planet, and you couldn't do that. So it's probably a good thing you got bounced out of Starfleet Academy.
I couldn't be captain because he would have been running away, and I would have got on the intercom and just went, "Keep going. No one needs you."
Actually, that shuttle is worth more to the ship than you, Jake.
If we can afford another one of those, we can afford another one of you.
The guy was on your ship to interrogate you for 3 days, and you're throwing him a state dinner to say goodbye? Starfleet's crazy.
Oh, Wesley, you failed me way before this. A little bit, sir.
Yeah, I even did someone else's work for them and lost because of that.
Not true in the slightest amount. Mm-hmm. He's apparently every time going to be up against at least 3 people.
Well, that's a running, because you have what the character needs to do in like real life, like what makes sense for the character, which would be like in a year he'd be off the ship and at Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
But you also have Will Wheaton, who would like to work full time as an actor and stay on the show. So they're always finding excuses to keep Wesley on the ship past the time that you should. Same thing with Riker.
Yeah.
You know, Riker keeps passing up commands. Wesley keeps missing tests for like there's an emergency on the ship. We can't get Wesley to the testing site in time. Oh well, he's got to wait another year.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, and even for the show, if you look at it just straight, cost, they're not going to build another set and new cast of characters just to show the Academy at the same time they're showing the Enterprise.
Right.
Besides, let Riker take control? No way. I enjoy having him under my thumb too much. Also, why do we have like vintage fuse boxes back there in the transporter bay?
Those are the Heisenberg compensators. Oh, another skirt.
Why did he say that? If I was in Star Trek at all, and they're transporting me, I would always freak people out by as soon as the beam starts going, I go, ah!
Mordok gets to go to the Academy. Those other 2 kids get to go home. Wesley gets to fly the Starship Enterprise. Like, what a consolation.
He still wins.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Because
Wesley gets to do the thing that Mordok is going to spend 4 years in a classroom before he gets to do.
Yes.
Serve on a starship.
Yeah. Mordok still has to put in time.
Yeah. Mordok's got to go buy sheets for his dorm room bed and worry about housing and his meal plan.
Share the mini fridge.
Wesley is literally flying the flagship.
Yes. And speaking of having to put in the time, remember, you can check out other episodes of Snark Trek on our YouTube channel, Ship on Fire Entertainment, as well as you can check us out on Facebook and message us also at Ship on Fire Entertainment. Plus, check out our other commentary tracks on movies or hit us up on our podcast, Nobody Asked for This, just another podcast about movies, on Spotify, Google, iTunes, or Anchor.